of faces from every nation. I wanna find a place that's for conversation, where they discuss all the latest movies, or when something big happens in the news. See, that's us, what are we talking about? So what are we talking about today? Hello everyone, and welcome to the What Are We Talking About podcast. My name is Cody McLean. Welcome. Did I say welcome? Well, welcome. You're all welcome. And thank you for joining me and watching. It's, I don't even fucking know, Monday when I'm recording this. And I went over the weekend. I guess it would have been not even on the weekend. Last Thursday, I went and saw Finding Dory. So I'm going to do a review of that, but also, first, I want to talk about a couple things. Number one, it's a bit of a sad story. If you are a fan of the new Star Trek, he's also been in some other films. Anton Yelchin, a.k.a. Chekhov, in the new Star Trek movies, passed away, I believe it was just yesterday, or even maybe today. He apparently died in a car crash. I'm not sure on the exact details, but it's really tragic. He was only 27. That's insanely young. I mean, I'm only 24. He's only 3 years older than me. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. But, like, yeah, it sucks, but there's nothing you can do. Sometimes accidents happen. But anyways, I just wanted to mention that because, you know, I thought he's an incredibly good was an incredibly good actor, and it's a real tragedy. It's a sad loss. I would have loved to have seen him continue on his career on the trajectory he had been going. But yeah, on to the next topic. A couple other things here before I get to that. Finding Dory. I will, so basically, I read this thing on Reddit today. Basically, there's a new add-on coming out for Android phones, like a physical add-on, where you can basically play Game Boy Color and Game Boy original games using this add-on on your phone, and your phone basically it uses, I would assume, emulation technology to, like, basically it's a physical peripheral that you just put it's almost like a phone case that you put your phone in, and it turns your phone into a Game Boy. And so basically all that this peripheral does is allow you to play the cartridges. Your phone is the actual Game Boy system. And so far it's not going to be for iPhone users. They originally were going to have it for iPhone, but I don't know if Apple isn't cooperating or what, but basically they said now it's just Android. Doesn't bug me none. I use an Android phone, so it's a pretty cool little technology idea, because that's the thing, like, even if you get a Game Boy, a classic game, what are the chances you actually have a Game Boy to play that game on? I mean, I do, of course, because I just have kept my game, all the Game Boys that me and my brothers have had, I still have. So I have like 6 Game Boys and a DS. And so I would be able to play it, but this is even better because now it's just on your phone, like, better screen. I don't know, it's just cool. It's a cool thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but it's cool, and I just thought I'd share with you guys. And there's one other thing I want to talk about basically pertaining to internet piracy. Now, I personally think, like, I don't illegally download movies. I don't illegally download, or whatever. Like, if I'm gonna watch a movie, I'll buy it. If I'm gonna watch a TV show, I'll buy it, or else watch it on TV, kind of thing, right? Sometimes with music, I will download music, and in a way, yeah, I don't know why I make that differentiation, and I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. And I haven't downloaded music in a while, but I mean, I still have done it, and so that's the thing. Technically, piracy is a crime. But you also have to be like, there's this company called CEGTEK, so whatever, CEG Tech, I don't know how you pronounce the company name, where basically they're like almost like a recovery agency kind of thing. A collection agency type of thing, right? But, or like they send cease and desist letters, stuff like that, on behalf of Hollywood studios and what have you. And so the thing is, they've been sending letters to Canadians who may or may not have been illegally downloading movies. And basically, the email will, or the message said, the letter, whatever it is, says, okay, let me pull this up. Basically, it says, okay, it tells them to pay a settlement fee anywhere from like whatever, a few $100s to a few $1,000s, and it says like, you have been illegally downloading things, this is what your fine is. If you don't pay it, it's going to be more later. It's basically what the email says. But actually, they are sending these letters to people who might not have even been illegally downloading. They can't know. It's basically, they're trying to get people to pay without having been convicted. And it's, what they're doing is against the law. I mean, yes, illegal downloading is also against the law. But they're also trying to make people pay without a conviction, and that's not how the law works. So if you have received one of these letters, or if you do receive one of these letters in the future, pay it no mind. There's, like, even if they take you to court, the most they could get out of you is $5,000. So even if they'll claim that they could take you for more money than that, but they can't. They legally cannot. So the thing is, if you get one of these letters, ignore it. Don't just pay somebody money because it said it in a letter. Like, do some research, find out what the company that sent you the letter is, all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys in the modern day know, don't fucking just send money because somebody was like, oh, you owe us money. Make sure that it's an official thing, because people do scams nowadays. This may not be a scam, but it still is a form of a scam, because they're still trying to get money from somebody who has not been convicted of a crime. They're seeking reparations for something that has not been proven, and that is against the law. Like, just as everything, if it's against the law, it's against the law. It doesn't matter if you're stealing, illegally downloading movies. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make people pay you money for a crime they may or may not have committed but have not been convicted for. It's all illegal. So these people are basically cheating. They're cheating people out of money, because some people will get this letter and they'll just assume, oh, I better pay it or else it'll be more later. But that's just not true. So I don't know what to tell you. I just read this today and I was almost flabbergasted, where it's like, okay, I know that it's hard to convict somebody, but now they're going to these lengths to just try and get you to pay anyways. I don't know. Don't illegally download movies. I completely think that it's just like, if I am hanging out with somebody and I say something about, oh, I just went to Finding Dory last week, it's really good, you should go see it in theaters. They'll be like, and then if they say, oh yeah, I watched it on whatever website, I'm not going to name any because I don't want to give them any more, traffic. If they say that, then it just automatically to me, I don't respect you as much as I just did 5 minutes ago. Because why do you just deserve that for free? You don't fucking walk into Walmart and put on a fucking pair of pants and just walk out. It's the same thing. You're literally taking money from, whether it be movie studios, possibly actors, actresses, directors, all that stuff, and you're making it less likely for, if nobody goes to the theater and everybody just watches it illegally, that movie didn't make any money, now that studio is less likely to invest money to make more movies. And that's the biggest issue with it, is like, you're killing the movie industry. You're killing the music industry. The music industry is not the same anymore. People don't make money off of record sales because so many people illegally download music. The only way to make money playing music is by doing just that, playing music. Musicians only make money from live shows. Yes, they make some money from record sales, but comparatively to, say, even in like the 90s or the 80s, when this technology didn't exist, the only way you could listen to music was either on the radio or to buy the CD or tape or record in the store. And times have changed so much that it's a significant portion. If everybody who illegally downloaded that song paid 99 cents for that song, it's $1 million industry right there. That's the thing. Like I said, I'm a culprit of it as well. Nobody's perfect. Everyone is, I'm sure, illegally downloaded something because you were like, oh, I can just get that for free. Oh, I don't have to pay for Microsoft Word. I can just use this code on the internet and get it for free. Well, no, you're not just getting it for free. You're actually stealing it. And I don't know, I'm kind of ranting here, but I don't want to be holier than thou. Like I said, I'm a culprit of it too. I've illegally downloaded things, and you just shouldn't do it. And I try not to. I don't do it with movies. I don't do it with TV shows. I used to with movies and TV shows, but I don't anymore because I love movies and I want them to continue to make movies. If everybody just downloads Spider-Man Homecoming when it comes out, there's not going to be another Spider-Man movie. That's what that means. And that is the most tragic thing to me, because I love movies. I love seeing new movies I've never seen before. It's one of the greatest experiences, just being taken away into this other world and getting to experience this awesome story for 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, hour and a half. It's one of the greatest things, and it won't be around forever if people illegally download things. And I've gone on this subject for long enough. So now I'm going to move on to my review of Finding Dory. One of my podcasts, not podcasts, on my other channel, on my Skate for Life channel, I do vlogs on there. And so I gave literally like a 10-second review on one of the vlogs. And all I said was that it's good, and I gave it a 3 out of 3. So that's my non-spoilers review. It's good. Go see it. 3 out of 3 means I think you should see it in theaters. That's how good of a movie it is. 2 out of 3 for me is just whatever. See it, but you can wait till it comes on cable or Netflix or whatever. And 1 out of 3 is just, you don't gotta see this movie. Unless you, if Finding Dory was a 1 out of 3, I would say it's the kind of movie that you only catch it on home video if you love Finding Nemo. That's what a 1 out of 3 for Finding Dory would mean, but it's a 3 out of 3. I think they did an incredible job. This is not Cars 2. This is Toy Story 2, all right? I personally love Toy Story 2. It might even be my favorite Toy Story movie. I think it is, personally, my favorite Toy Story movie. Toy Story 3, I was, it's good, but I kind of was a little bit, if I watch it again, maybe I like it more, but I just didn't like it as much as I liked Toy Story 2. And this, to me, was such an, it's all the things you know and love about Finding Nemo. Added extra stuff, new characters, new situations. It's not just a retreading of the same story over again. It's a new story with the same characters. It's got similar themes. Some similar things happen. Yes, a fish gets captured by humans because they think they're trying to save the fish. That happens again, and that's fine. They even call that out. Marlin's like, oh, not again, not this again. So they do a good job of letting you know this isn't, it's got some tropes that are the same, but it's got new things. And it does a really good job of that. And it's an incredibly emotional film. When I watched Star Wars Episode 7, I cried probably 5-6 times in the movie. Just from pure nostalgia, seeing a new Star Wars movie that felt like Star Wars was such an amazing experience to me. I couldn't help but just tear up at some moments. This movie, I teared up a couple times because of the emotional impact of the story, of the characters. So I'm kind of going to be getting into some spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled by this movie, shut it off now. You know my rating, 3 out of 3. Check the movie out in theaters, and then come back and finish listening to this or watching this. But yeah, they do such an incredible job. And the new characters, I like the characters in this Finding Nemo, the supporting characters, more than the supporting characters of the first Finding Nemo. And there was some incredibly awesome characters in the first Finding Nemo. But the sea lions or seals or whatever, I think they're sea lions. Those guys just friggin' kill me. I forget what the bird's name is that they use as transport. That whole thing was hilarious. I forget the actor's name. The guy from Married with Children and Modern Family. He plays the octopus in this movie, and he's just hilarious. Like you maybe think that one of the funnier moments is when he hits himself in the trash compactor, whatever it is, garburator. I don't understand why there's a garburator in that sink, but it's still a funny joke, but it's nowhere near the funniest joke involving that octopus. The end credits with the octopus, I mean, it's fine. It's not necessarily for me. It's to keep the kids entertained while the parents sit through, or whatever, while you sit through the credits. But there is an after credits scene in this movie that when I had heard that there was an after credits scene, I was like, what kind of an after credits scene could there be? Hopefully this isn't just a disappointment. I stay an extra 10 minutes to see the credits, and then it's just some dumb thing like Howard the Duck. But, I mean, I think that seeing the Howard the Duck after credits scene is worth it at least once in Guardians of the Galaxy. Same with the Finding Dory after credits scene, where it basically is the supporting cast from the first Finding Nemo. The guys that escape at the end, and they're all in those bags, and now they are somehow, they fucking crossed the entire ocean, and now they're still in the bags. Like, it was a good callback. It was well done. I enjoyed it. But yeah, definitely, like, right off the bat, they pull the Pixar tradition, make your heart break right off the beginning. Baby Dory loses her family, and Baby Dory is the cutest thing I've ever seen, I think. I just loved her. And it's just so tragic. Hi, I'm Dory. I have short-term memory loss. Can you help me? Like, it just kills you when she's just alone in this real dark, grimy place. Tiniest little fish, and people can't help her because she can't remember, and it shows the progression of how she lost her parents all the way up to meeting Marlin. And it's my biggest worry with this movie going into it was, how are they going to make a sequel to Finding Nemo with Dory as the main character? Most of the time when you take a supporting character like Dory and make them the main character, it doesn't end up being good. It ends up being actually pretty bad. And that sucks. I don't want that to be the case with Finding Nemo, and it's not the case. The way that these Finding Nemo and Finding Dory are, there's actually 3 main characters. There's Nemo, there's Marlin, and there's Dory. And yes, Dory is a bit more of a supporting character in the first movie, and then Nemo is a bit more of a supporting character in Finding Dory. Marlin plays about the same role in both. Maybe he's a bit more in the first one, but the one thing I liked about this was it wasn't about, people trying to cross the ocean to find the kid, blah, 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 blah. The thing is, in the first Finding Nemo, he didn't cross the ocean. He just went from the Great Barrier Reef to Sydney, Australia. Like, he went from Australia to Australia. In this movie, they go from the Great Barrier Reef to fucking, like, I don't remember, California or something, like Florida maybe? Yeah, they travel a long distance in this movie. But because you understand the fact that these fish, it's not super hard for a fish to cross the ocean. They've done it before. that happens rather quickly, and the whole they are at the aquarium, like Marlin and Nemo are at the place, like they literally watch Dory get taken, and they can see the building she gets taken to, and the rest of the movie is them just trying to get in and then find Dory. And I think it's different enough that I enjoyed it. There was some new surprises, and I liked the idea that Dory ended up having to basically save herself in a lot of ways. Yes, she had to have help from friends, but there was a lot of character growth for Dory, it was something that, again, I was a little bit skeptical of. I didn't know how they were going to do it because she's a character with short-term memory loss. Clearly, she doesn't have full-on short-term memory loss. She has some sort of ability to remember. I don't know. I'm no doctor, but it seems like it's a little bit convenient as to sometimes she can remember things, but that's fine. It's a kid's movie, and it's a really well-done kid's movie. There's stuff in it for kids, there's stuff in it for adults. Everyone can enjoy this movie, and you won't be disappointed. If you've seen the first Finding Nemo, and you think, oh, they don't need to make a sequel. Well, they don't need to make one, but they succeeded. And like I said, I give it a 3 out of 3. I think you should definitely go watch Finding Dory. I don't know how much else to say about this, but yeah, definitely go check it out. I loved it. I think you'll love it too. But now it's time for my reading, watching, playing segment, and I'll just say probably tonight I'll be playing some Mirror's Edge, probably doing some live streaming, so maybe you'll be able to catch it. This won't probably be uploaded by the time I'm doing it, but you'll still be able to watch that after video. But yeah, if you've just followed me on Twitter, @WinterTrooper, I'll tweet out when I go live on Twitch, so you can just get on Twitch, actually, I'll be live streaming on YouTube, so if you're subscribed to me on YouTube, just hit that subscribe button, and you'll get the update as soon as I go live, you'll know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this podcast will be out after I'm done all that, probably, but still, subscribe, and you'll be able to be updated whenever that happens. But yeah, so far I've only played for about hour and 20 minutes on that game, and I love it. I need to get back into it, play some more, because I think it's so incredible. Okay, so basically Mirror's Edge, when it came out, I was like, this is my type of game. I love parkour. I think it's so cool, and it's a first-person free-running game, right? But my only issue was, yeah, it's cool. You get to go through these levels and try and beat it as fast as you can. But that's it. You have to go through the levels. There's certain ways that you can go. There's only so many things you can do. Now, it is full-on parkour. If you need to get from this point in the city to that point in the city, you just go there as fast as you can in any way you can, over obstacles, under obstacles, whatever you need to do. They've added some new ways that you can do parkour, that you can now, if there's a pipe at the corner, you can grab onto that, whip around the corner, and retain your momentum. Like, they've done a really good job of adding to it while still keeping the core mentality. It's like a Far Cry sequel where they made a good game better. That's all I can say. I can't give you a full-on rating of the game or anything like that because I haven't beat it, but from what I've played so far, I love it, and I think if you like the first one, I think you'll like the second one as well. But that's going to be it for me on this installment of the podcast. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for checking it out. Yeah, until next time, never stop free running.
Glad to see you here on YouTube. Now you wonder what should I do. Staring at my faces from Memory Nation. I wanna find a place that's for conversation. Where do they discuss all the latest movies?